plays than we did. I thought, our play style, I thought our guys played fast. They played physical. At the end of the day, we didn't take advantage of opportunities that were presented to us. And every game's going to have those opportunities, and you got to take advantage of them. And so, they won the turnover ratio. They won some of the situational stuff, and that's how this game was decided. And we didn't make enough plays, and got to find a way for myself to coach better, to put ourselves in better situations, to be more successful as a football team, because there's too much good and not enough, in those little margins. And so, medically, I think we're okay. Nothing really drastic came out of the game, and so we just got to get better and keep moving.
What, in your perception, has sort of been the roadblock or series of roadblocks when it comes to offensive possessions beyond the 50-yard line? It feels like maybe the field condenses and then the scoring isn't necessarily there. What are you looking at?
Yeah, that's on me. Obviously, we're not doing a good enough job. We're extending some drives, and then we're not getting the ultimate points that we need out of those drives. And so whether it be settling for field goals in the red zone or getting stalled out just across the 50-yard line, we're not doing enough good stuff. And so, it seems like there's always a bunch of little things that come up, whether it be penalties, missed opportunities, find a way to get that, because, I thought we moved it at a decent rate. We just didn't take advantage of the opportunities when they're presented.
What was the issue with the defense being able to guard Kayshawn, or even the deep passes in general against the Patriots?
Yeah, New England made plays. They had one-on-one opportunities and they made plays. And, those are contested. Those are challenging situations. But, we got to find a way to come up with more of those on our end. And so, that's what this game's all about. It's one-on-one opportunities throughout these games, and we got to find a way to get it done.
This is the fourth consecutive game that the opponent scored touchdowns in their first two drives. Is that a start?
It's obviously, we're not starting fast enough from a defense perspective, and we got to play better. We got to have a sense of urgency to get out there and get ready to roll. That's a couple weeks in a row in that scenario, and so that's not the formula we want, to be feeling like we're playing behind for a little while. And so, again, we got to take advantage of opportunities, and they come in all four quarters, and every moment is the same value from the first quarter all the way through the fourth quarter.
Kellen, how frustrating is this? 4 of the 5 losses, 3, 4, 5 plays, you could be having a better record.
Yeah, that's what this game is. It's the NFL. The margins are really, really small. They're really tight. They got good players. We got good players. And it's a matter of taking advantage of the opportunities that are presented. And so, we're not getting it done. We're not getting it done in those situations, and we have opportunities. And so, for myself, I got to figure out a way to get us there, because we're close. We're knocking on the door, but we're not opening it. And so, I got to find a way to do better.
Well, they had a few notable drops. Just what did you kind of make of those? And were they drops like you agreed that they were drops?
Yeah. Obviously, we'll look at the film to evaluate all the detail of it. But we had some opportunities in the pass game, and so we didn't get it done. Those are challenging plays. I get it. And so we just got to find a way, collectively as a group, to come up with more successful opportunities.
What did you make of Spencer?
Thought Spencer had some good football out there. He used his legs again. Thought he got his completions, put ourselves in some situations. We got to finish a couple drives in the red zone. We have some third down ops we don't quite get. And then he had probably one turnover-worthy play, in the middle. Fortunately for us, it wasn't a turnover, and so we all have to keep getting better, because obviously we haven't met the standard yet. We're not there yet as a group. Specifically to your question, as an offense, we got to get better, and so we just got to put our head down and go.
What went into the alteration, or what appeared to be an alteration, in terms of the big screen and the direction when Blake was kicking, in terms of going to that kind of blank?
Yeah. There's just some. Yeah, I think it was just something that has occurred in the NFL, a number of other places, just to simplify the background.
What was your thought process at the last possession at the end of the first half with 30 seconds in your timeouts? Were y'all thinking that you wanted to run some plays?
Yeah. Obviously, if we can get some positives out of there, we'd love to. We got 3 timeouts. We can play that thing through a 4 or 5 play sequence. Got sacked and put us behind the chains there, and just let it bleed out at that point.
When a sack like that occurs, you still have your timeouts, but is it a situation where you just feel like only, it would be 15 seconds at that point? It's just
it was obviously low. Yeah, you're down, with that sack and the extension of the play, we lost 1 extra down, so now we're kind of down a couple downs there.
How challenging was it playing Drake May? How good was he on the other side?
He did some really good things. I thought he extended plays. He used his feet in some really timely manners. He sits in there. I thought he played well. We weren't able to get to him. We weren't able to get to him, create the sacks, and create the the rush opportunities on him. We weren't able to impact him enough in the pocket.
Is this a game where having a young secondary secondary really kind of highlights? Like, were there any miscommunications or anything that you?
We'll look at the film. There'll be obviously, I think, some great opportunities to grow from. They were able to make some explosive plays in the pass game, and so we just got to get better.
What went into Stetson kind of something in for?
Yeah, we just put him in there for a little bit just to get him going. Obviously, he's a good player. He's done some good football, and I think it's important that he has some exposure to the league. Just as far as if you ever have to put him in there, he's played some football.
Similarly with Stallbird, was he a specific kind of third down focus? Like, was that kind of his emphasis?
Stallbird.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's obviously one of those guys. He's kind of had a package in various games the last few weeks, and so he's a good player, and he's earned those opportunities.
With Danny, especially if you're taking a guy like Mario off the field, what kind of goes into deciding when is the right time to get him those times?
Yeah, I think it's just trying to find a series that works best for us, and so somewhere in the middle of the game, we anticipated trying to create that opportunity, and I think it was good for Danny to get out there.
Kellen, when it comes to Spencer, where do you need to see him improve? Because you look at the stat sheets for most of the games, and he has a high completion percentage and not many turnovers, but it's not translating to wins.
Yeah, we just got to win in the margins, which is all the situational football. We got to convert in the red zone, convert in third downs. Those are the hard downs. Those are the tough downs, and we got to do a better job in those situations.
We talked about contested catches a lot on offense, but from a defensive perspective, is that an area that you feel like kind of got away from you guys today?
They made the plays. They made the plays in those contested situations. The receivers were physical. They went and attacked the football, and they made some plays when they had to.
When you talk about the margins, like some of the fourth down decisions, like the models out there say go on some of them, do you have to start being more aggressive to capitalize on those margins? Is that?
Potentially, yeah. We got to calculate it in every possible way. We got to understand, there's the numbers, which we certainly are very cautious of, and then there's the element of making sure we got what we need to have an opportunity at the end of the game. And so, obviously, I'll look into every little margin and see if I got to do better from being more aggressive or calling some more fourth downs.
How would you describe the mood in the locker room after this?
Yeah, just frustration. Obviously, there's opportunities. I think everyone can feel that. We had our opportunities in this game. We just didn't get it done.
What do you think of Groupie's day, just given some of the struggles to start the season?
I thought Blake kicked the ball really well. He gave us an opportunity. He was able to execute in the field goal game, and kickoff-wise, I thought there were some positives too.
How nice was it to see Taysom getting the end zone, given everything?
Yeah, awesome for Taysom. He's a phenomenal player, and for down that red zone, he's a really valuable piece.
What was the explanation you got on the Devon fumble?
It's really, you guys can ask Replay Assist or New York about all that stuff whenever their media obligations are. So, I think we just were told there was some movement on the ball, and that's all I get. So.
Thanks.
Yep.